Romantic comedies are known for their iconic scenes and fairy tale endings. Johnny saying nobody puts baby in a corner, even though my parents would have made sure I remained in that corner. Annie and Sam meeting on top of the Empire State Building, even though that could have been a very, very dangerous situation. Annie could have been an obsessive stalker. Sam, your son could have been kidnapped. Nick flying to London to get back together with Elizabeth, even though he was about 10 years late. Lloyd Dobler playing In Your Eyes outside of Diane's window, even though he was probably disturbing the entire neighborhood. And finally, Jake Ryan pulling up to get Sam in his red Porsche and wishing her happy birthday after she had a terrible 16th birthday. Even though Jake Ryan was nothing but an absolute weirdo throughout the entire movie, there was nothing appealing or interesting about him except his face, and Sam and Jake Ryan had absolutely no chemistry. Looking back at these iconic endings of romantic comedies without my rose-tinted glasses and the knowledge of a 20-something-year-old woman has revealed many things to me. If you had asked me when I was 15 if I would have gone into Jake Ryan's red Porsche, I would have said, yes. Ask me now and I would say, how much will I be paid, because
I'm leaving here with something.
This may sound like an exaggeration, but Jake Ryan is one of the scariest characters in romantic comedy history. 15-year-old Marley would probably be surprised by my current opinions on a movie that I watched on repeat as a teen and was undoubtedly one of my favorite movies. Why did I love this movie? After extensive research, I came to the conclusion that it was the fantasy of it all. It's every high school girl's dream to have their crush like them back. But when your crush is the hottest guy in school, you understand that the probability of them liking you back is small. And then on top of that, when they are 2 years older than you, you know that the probability of them liking you back is a little smaller. And then when he has a girlfriend that is also super popular, you know that the probability of him liking you back is starting to look microscopic. When your family can't even remember your birthday and barely even sees you, you might as well consider your chances non-existent. But Samantha Baker found a way despite all the odds stacked against her. I didn't understand how she did it. I didn't care how it happened. All I knew was Miss Samantha Baker was my hero. The way I saw it, she accomplished the impossible. Now as an adult, I'm just confused as hell with the whole rigmarole. To say that the movie is problematic would be an understatement. To put it frankly, 16 Candles is a mess. 16 Candles follows Samantha Baker on her 16th birthday as she endures a variety of troubles and embarrassments, the most prominent being her entire family forgetting her birthday. The film was ran by John Hughes and stars Molly Ringwald as Sam. All I have to say about Miss Molly Ringwald is if I was auditioning for movies in the 80s and I saw Molly Ringwald walk into the auditioning room, I just would have been like,
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
Do we have a problem? Yes, we do. In fact, we have several problems. Let me list them off. Inappropriate portrayal of high schoolers. I will always hate the over-sexualized portrayal of teenagers in movies and TV. It's always unnecessary and just plain weird. But John Hughes thought it would be a good idea for some reason. Why was there a shower scene of a teenage girl? Why was that there? It was an uncomfortable scene that contributed nothing to the overall narrative. Now, can you tell me which one of these things is unlike the other? I'll give you a hint. It has to do with age. Did I just hear someone say that Jake Ryan looks significantly older than Molly Ringwald and Anthony Michael Hall?
Correct!
I don't understand why they casted two 15-year-olds and then a 23-year-old as the leads. All of the characters in high school should have been played by teenagers. Like, look at these pictures.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
2. Racism and slurs. One of the most disturbing aspects of 16 Candles is the blatant racism against Asians. In the film, there is a Chinese exchange student named Long Duk Dong, who is a bundle of negative and harmful stereotypes. Every time someone said his name, there was a sound of a loud gong. To top it off, the actor who played him, Getty Watanabe, is actually a Japanese-American actor and was born in Utah. In a time where there was barely any Asian or Asian American representation in films, I can't imagine how horrifying it must have been to be an Asian person when this movie was released. I'm glad there is a better and greater variety of Asian and Asian American characters today. And don't think I'm gonna let that weird joke Sam and Randy made slide. Why did Randy say,
Just a pink Trans Am and the guy, right? A black one.
A black guy?
A black Trans Am, a pink guy.
why does she deem that necessary? Now I know Farmer Ted was extremely annoying, but there was no reason for Sam to use the F slur.
One question.
Yes, you're a total fag.
Oh my god! I thought this was a classy party.
3. Lack of character motivation and development. If you were to ask Jake Ryan why he likes Samantha Baker, he would be like,
Have you ever had a dream that you want?
We don't know much about Jake Ryan as a character. He's very two-dimensional. The most interesting thing he did was wear a plaid shirt to the dance. Anyways, he's popular, has a popular girlfriend, and likes Sam. But there's no clear reason given as to why. We learned that Jake hates his girlfriend. He doesn't think to help her when she's super drunk and just craps on her. She was supposed to be his trophy and shiny thing that he could show off, but when he felt like she didn't love him enough, he dropped her. He could have easily communicated with her and told her that he wants to break up, but instead he's just rude and shows that he only sees her as an object. The only tangible reason we get for why Jake has any interest in Sam is that she likes him. In fact, he says,
"Do independent study with her? Kids are looking at me a lot. It's kind of cool the way she's always looking at me."
What I can assume from this is that Jake wants a girl that worships him and likes him unconditionally. It's weird. It's definitely weird. 4. Lack of chemistry. Sam and Jake Ryan don't have an iota of chemistry. This is an interesting romantic comedy because the two characters who end up together don't interact, and the interactions that they do have before the end are lifeless. They just stare at each other. Their interactions don't give us a legitimate reason as to why they like each other. The reason why Jake and Sam don't have chemistry isn't because of their lack of interactions, because Sleepless in Seattle pulled off chemistry between the characters even though they were on opposite sides of the country. Annie and Sam had chemistry because both characters were full and developed and wanted the same things. Sam and Jake went to the same school and had more chances to interact, but if you were to ask me who I think had a more successful relationship between the 16 Candles pair and the Sleepless in Seattle pair, I would put my money on Annie and Sam, even though Annie could have truly been a stalker. 5. Farmer Ted's harassment. Farmer Ted was undoubtedly the most annoying character in this film. He kept on bothering Sam even though she made it clear she wasn't interested. Farmer Ted didn't understand what no meant. He bothered Sam on the bus, embarrassed her at the dance, and was just a weirdo. I understand that John Hughes intended this character to be funny, but it's just uncomfortable. When Sam was vulnerable with him, he thought it was a good idea to try to make a move on her. What made him think that this was an appropriate way to conduct himself? Every time I saw Farmer Ted on the screen, all I could think was,
why are you the way that you are?
And did I mention that he had the audacity to ask Sam for her underwear? 6. Sam's undergarments. Sam's undergarments had quite a journey in this movie. Call it the Brotherhood of the Traveling Underwear. So it all starts when Farmer Ted asks for Sam's underwear so he could prove to his friends that he could pull a girl. Just disgusting and uncouth. And instead of whacking this man upside the head, Sam gives him the underwear.
Y'all be weak in the knees. Stand up! Stand up!
Then Farmer Ted shows the underwear to the weirdo convention in the bathroom. Finally, Jake Ryan asks to keep the underwear and the movie tries to play this off as romantic.
Are you not ashamed of yourself? Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing.
In fact, this man trades his girlfriend for Sam's underwear. 7. Sexual assault. Jake Ryan doesn't talk much in this movie, but when he does, I just wish he hadn't. When Farmer Ted asks Jake about his girlfriend, he says,
Carol in the bedroom right now, passed out cold. Could violate her 10 different ways if I wanted to.
His casual comments emphasize how much he sees his girlfriend as an object. Then Jake goes on to give his drunk and unconscious girlfriend to Farmer Ted, saying,
"Oh, she's so blitz, she won't know the difference."
Let me clarify that Carolyn is very drunk and doesn't have a clue what is happening in the scene. Rather than recognizing this and bringing her home, Farmer Ted takes pictures with Carolyn and then sexually assaults her. Carolyn obviously doesn't remember what happened the morning after the incident, and Jake Ryan has the audacity to look at her like she did something wrong. Carolyn was done so dirty. Now, while there is a lot about this movie that I absolutely despise, there are some things that I can appreciate about the story. Favorite character. My favorite character was the boy whose parents were forcing him to be at the dance even though he just wanted to stay at home and watch TV. That is me. Favorite moments and scenes. Joan Cusack's character struggling to drink from the water fountain was real. She is also me. I hope her scoliosis gets better. I also loved when Sam's grandparents went off on Jake when he kept on calling the house. We needed more of that.
Now you listen to me, mister. God did not put me on this earth to be awakened by filthy suggestions from a foul-mouthed hooligan like you.
Moment that made me cry/laugh. The scene that had me in my feelings a little was when Sam's father finally remembers her birthday and apologizes. I read somewhere that John Hughes was gonna make this scene weird and inappropriate by making the father feel up Sam's behind so she can remember that Farmer Ted didn't give her back her underwear, but the actor playing the father was like, no, we are not doing that. That's weird. So instead the actor added the line,
when you do find the right guy, don't let him boss you around. Make sure he knows you wear the pants in the family.
which is significantly better. Thank God for common sense and decency. Favorite aspect of the movie. I think If You Were Here by the Thompson Twins is one of the best songs in a John Hughes movie. I still listen to it to this day. And finally, favorite quotes.
I love the bus.
Truer words have never been spoken. Overall, I would rate 16 Candles a 1 out of 5. The film's desire to be edgy and shocking overshadows the parts that are funny and heartwarming. I hope you enjoyed this video. Is there a movie that you loved when you were younger that you look at differently now? Let me know in the comments.
you not ashamed of yourself? Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing.